Now, for you guys that are on my YouTube, Instagram, it's gonna be a little bit different for y'all. So y'all might want to join me on. Hold on a second. Okay. Y'all might want to join me on YouTube or there's several different places y'all can join me at, but yeah. So I know it's for me it's surprise. I know y'all wasn't expecting me to be on today at this time. What up, Maze? Paula. I don't know if you did it backwards like Paula Mays Jones or how you did that. You know what I'm saying? You got to separate that so we know what it is. What up, Key? We are live on all the social media platforms that I have. We're live on all of them at once. What's up, San? Make sure when y'all join the rooms, no matter where you're at, that you're hitting the like button. On Instagram, badges are available. We have a live goal. We have a subscription goal. And then I got everybody on YouTube right now. I see you guys checking in. What's up? So listen, what I want to say to you guys, is it an update? Yeah, sure is, but I don't want to do that yet. It's an update for Facebook. I'm going to do that later, but we had an amazing conversation yesterday. If you missed it, man, I feel so bad for you. What up, Doc? What up, Charlie? What up, Redbone? What up, Kenny? What up, Athika and Slow Body? Yeah, yesterday, man, y'all might have missed it. If you're on my live, make sure you hit the like button, and then go ahead and make sure I know that you're with me. Yesterday, I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter, and Instagram, and I'm on all this stuff, man. We going live. But the conversation yesterday, so some things y'all are gonna be excited about that y'all could really be tuned in about is this, right? I am currently, for all of my champions and those who have been day ones, I am currently uploading. Trini, you missed a hell of a conversation yesterday. It is available on YouTube. What up, Diana? Diana, did you miss the conversation yesterday too? It was crazy. So what I'm doing is okay, that's what's up, Red Baby. Okay, got it. I won't forget that. So I am, currently, I've downloaded 10 episodes of our TikTok conversations from the beginning. So I told you guys I'll start posting our TikTok conversations on YouTube because it's just a better place to kind of save that content. So, it's a long and arduous process, man. I'm really sitting here like actually, it's taking some real time to download the video, upload the video, name the video, and then I'm gonna have to create a template to at least where it looks aesthetically cool, where I can just put the clips inside of a template that I make, because I want it to look dope, of course. But man, going back and looking at it, you guys are gonna be able to see the irony of it is, you guys are gonna be able to look back at the first videos and see the physical changes from me drinking it and everything. You're gonna be able to see it. You're gonna be like, yo, crazy. And I think that's important. I think that's confirmation. For Instagram people, if you're looking down at the description, it says support the channel, badges appreciated, live on YouTube /IC Green. If you join there, you're gonna see and hear some things that are differently. Right now, my TikTok group can hear the beat in the background. They can hear me very well, and it's a different experience than Instagram. Unfortunately, I haven't found a way to split this connected that will allow you guys to have the same experience. So I got to figure that out. But yesterday we had a real talk. Like, honestly, not even just yesterday. So yesterday was Friday. Thursday started it off, and Thursday has got me in a place where I'm going to advance the way that we communicate about things. I think I'm going to start a podcast, like really officially go in on a podcast, and we're either going to call it two things, right? I appreciate that, Kenny. You'll see what I'm talking about when you get over there. You'll be like, oh, I get it. But we're going to call it one or two things, right? I'm either going to call the podcast that I want to start called Bite to Eat. Bite to Eat. Let me know what y'all think. Either Bite to Eat or Make It Make Sense. I'll tell you why those two are the ones that I'm hanging in the balance with. Bite to eat. It means chew on this. You know what I'm saying? It means I'm going to talk about some things that are hard to swallow. Pause. I'm going to talk about some things, you know what I'm saying? I think that creatively, I want a title like that, and I could think of a logo and all that stuff that would be really, really cool. Make it make sense. Yeah, but I would spell sense, Key. I spell it S, small s, capital C, E-N-T-S. Make it make sense. And I really want to play off of, you know, can you smell what the Rock is cooking? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see, Charlie, like I was like bite to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like bite to eat. You got to chew on this. I need y'all to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's so many ways that I want to, like I like a play on words. So I'm trying to decide which one might work best. What up, Naquanda? Listen, y'all tell me, listen, I need y'all, this is where y'all got to participate, where y'all got to text. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bite to eat, food for the soul. Like, I like that, Charlie. I hadn't thought about that. That's a good one. I think I'm leaning more towards bite to eat. And what I may even eventually do with that is partner with some of these restaurants around and see if I can't come to their location and do the podcast on site, you know, and possibly be sitting down eating something that they have that I can appreciate, you know what I'm saying, while discussing whatever the topic is for the day. The challenge with that is, you know, it may be one or twofold, right? I think what I may do, oh man, this could be crazy. I may hire a chef to come over and cook something while I'm having the conversation about whatever we're talking about for that day. You know what I'm saying? Bite to eat, meaning you gotta chew on this. You know what I'm saying? Still within digestion, along with the outside of it. Exactly, Charlie. Charlie's dialed all the way in. I'm sorry. Yo, I gotta give Charlie a round of applause for that. Charlie's all the way dialed in. Yeah. Naquanda, you can type, and I can respond to you when you type on the live, Naquanda. Just so if you're on any of these, make sure you guys are. Yeah, I like chew on this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Bite to eat. Here's some things I want y'all to chew on, or this may be hard to swallow. You know what I'm saying? Like different things like that. So, what is the date? Today is the 8th. I'm gonna work on that. If any of you are graphics people or know a good graphics person, I'm gonna look to. I need to get a logo. I need to get a logo. It may be just as simple as that. You know what? It may be y'all can't even see it. It may be as simple as that mouth back there. I think it is gonna be that mouth. I'm gonna actually take a picture of that, and I'm gonna have that bite to eat. I've seen it, Keisha, but I'm not familiar with it. I haven't needed it, so you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Naquanda likes bite to eat too. That's what it is, y'all. BTE. Welcome to the first episode. No, I'm joking. I'm excited. Yeah, I am excited. Because it gives me, like Charlie said, do you got one, Trini? Okay, cool. Link me via Instagram. But I have a photo. I don't think y'all can't see it there. There's there's an artist. Yeah, Miss Soul Inspired. Like, okay, that's what's up. That's confirmation. I appreciate that. That's what we're going with. Bite to eat. Chew on this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure there'll be others that I come up with that go along with that. You know what I mean? But because our conversation, no, we are all out of comms. Oh man. Let me see something. Let me see something. All right. Yeah. So I think that'll allow me to Um, I'm texting back in with the homie Ush right quick. Let me see. Yeah. So what it is, and the reason being, right? So let me stop this. The reason being is because we have so much to talk about, right? The range of conversation is so crazy that I want to make sure. There we go. Cool. I'm gonna hit him right away. Let me text that right quick. Our conversation, it was always meant to be, yeah, we're gonna talk about a whole lot of stuff soul inspired, because I think you might have missed like the last couple days, right? Thursday and Friday were really, really huge in conversation, in context to bigger things, right? Like health is huge, our society is huge, our culture is huge, and these are things that we talked about. We really dug in Thursday and Friday. Like if you missed any conversation, those are two that you really want to go back and revisit on my YouTube channel, because it got deep. The transgender conversation was amazing. And when I'm saying that, we had a great time, excuse me, our audience is full of a variety of people and lifestyles, and those are the conversations that I've always wanted to cultivate from the beginning. What you'll see is when I start reposting our TikToks from day one, you're gonna be like, yo, this just kind of fell into its existence in terms of the conversation about our health and wellness. But there's so much that contributes to our health and wellness that we haven't dove all the way in. It didn't get out of line. It was, So I got a comment. So Charlie, you remember J&J? J&J jumped in, and I'm gonna do I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have more dialogue with J&J and do a collab with her. But J&J was a young lady who was on our live who had said that she was a lesbian at one point, and she had managed to find a guy that she was interested in and wanted to have a child with, and that she would put that lifestyle on the back burner and be faithful to him in order to be a family. And if you missed it, I don't want to give it all away. I want y'all to go watch it. But the storyline behind it was really dope. So she reached out. She was like, "Yo, the conversation was amazing," and I like hearing that. I think that everybody who was in the live felt respected, felt seen, felt heard, and it felt like they were in a safe place to discuss everything. And that's what it was. And I could feel that. Like, what I'm saying? Between Deej and her, you can feel it was a safe place. Hold on for me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, tell your sister watching. Okay, yep. It's a safe space. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to create on all levels, was a safe space for us to, to share and have deep conversations. I'm going to share 1 second. If she's available, yeah. If I think what I'm going to do, okay, so Thursday we were talking about 2020 and 2021 and the pandemic we were facing, right? I've got a really dope conversation I had with somebody when I was on Clubhouse. Because you guys, I don't want y'all to think that I just started having some of these conversations. I've been deep-seated in these conversations. And you're going to hear, now this person that I had this conversation with on YouTube on Clubhouse, jumped into my DMs. She has about 7.5 million followers on Clubhouse. So she's like Oprah Winfrey status on Clubhouse. You know what I mean? She's like, like almost like Tiffany Haddish like status, like, you know what I'm saying? So she jumped in my DMs, and the beginning of the conversation was pretty cool, right? We were talking about, a lot of rooms on Clubhouse were being held around health and wellness at the time, and it was really more about, what we talked about Thursday about being forced into something, being made, seduced, and all that into something. And her and I dialogue was really great in the beginning, but then there was a room where, again, I told y'all I'm the voice of logic. So when people say illogical things, I was addressing it in this room, and she jumped back in my DMs and started saying stuff and whatnot. And I think you guys will appreciate the dialogue. So I'm going to be uploading content that past, present, and then we're going to go from there in terms of what we're going to move forward with as far as content goes. But it's all going to be very informational. I think you guys will really appreciate the conversation about, so y'all understand, right? I want to give y'all a well-rounded perspective. Okay, so that's probably echoing. A well-rounded perspective as to why, of who I am and how I communicate, period. I think the consistency that you can appreciate, I want to show it, because a lot of people, consistency is hard. It's hard. And one of the things you want to develop is being yourself at all times in all ways. And you don't ever have to fake anything. You don't ever have to, you know what I mean? It never comes in, it won't come into question, because you are who you are all the time. I believe I left off with that in one of our previous lives. I was like, yo, just be yourself all the time in all ways. And then you don't have to worry about something. You don't have to worry about imposter syndrome. You don't have to worry about if you said something out of character. That's not you. You know what I'm saying? You won't have to worry about if you come off wrong. That's not you. If people know you, then they know that you're coming from a sincere place, and they know that they know your heart. And so you don't have to ever dispute those things. And that's a very comfortable way of living. You know what I mean? That's a very comfortable existence to have. And some people shortchange that existence by putting on these, fake personalities and personas, and they can only be lasted for so long. And it takes some time. It takes some time to prepare to do and be that way. So, hopefully in our discussions, you know what I'm saying, in the way we communicate, in perspectives, you can lean towards shedding off anything, any worries or anything that may make you detract from being who you are. You know what I'm saying? Who you're going to consistently show up and be. You want to be reliable that way, not only in your conversation, but in your activism, in your stance, in your everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Being transparent in a safe space without any judgment. That's kind of what we represent here. And I prefaced that when we went into the conversation on Thursday. I said on Friday, we're going to have a very serious conversation about, same-sex marriages, raising kids and whatnot. And it's going to be a safe space, and you guys are going to be respectful. And it was, from every angle. The questions were flowing, the opinions, the conversation was very dynamic. And, it's something that you can appreciate participating in, whether you were on TikTok or whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Instagram. There was conversation coming that was making the room feel great and feel safe. And so that is how we're going to cultivate everything. One of the things we've been able to do and that you can appreciate is dealing with trolls. You know what I'm saying? We've been able to shut trolls down. We've been able to identify them early and, discourage them. The truth does that. The truth discourages trolls. You just got to be, ready to face it on. Hey, Brenda. Yeah. So that's what we've been able to cultivate over the last couple of days, and I can appreciate that. We got to, we're going to continue that. But you know what I'm saying? Everyone showed respect. Yeah, they did, Paula. I think that having a, I'm gonna try to put this stuff together really, 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 really dope. But that gave me some. I need to write. I hate that. I'm gonna have to start having a pen and paper handy, just to write down some of the ideas. I think I got something here. I got something. I don't even know what this is about, but I'm gonna use that. But I think we come up with a name. I think I got the name that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna write that down. I want a chef or location with food to broadcast from. I think that's gonna be super dope, right? I think if we got a spot that we can, I might talk to my homie. Let me see. Yo, up, DJ Dub. Yeah, I might talk to my homie, man. Went out of town a couple days, made my drinking water bottle and took it with me to work. That's dope. That's dope. I got mine right here. I don't want anybody to think I haven't drank mine yet. I had to make it fresh today. Tomorrow I'll make it for the week. I'm traveling on Thursday, so I'll have to source it when I get out to Vegas in order to be consistent and whatnot. But I think that I think I'm going to be so excited about the idea of how we're going to shape that platform. Yeah, that break beats all day, soul inspired. What up, Gus? But yeah, I think that's going to be I think that's going to be what allows us to have a conversation that is not so one subject, one niche, but it gives us a variety of things to talk about. What's going to be your first meal? It has to be good, being that it's the first one. I know, right? I want to talk to a friend of mine. She has her own catering company. It's called the Silver Kitchen. And, being that I don't eat pork or beef, it's going to be something that is light and tasty. Maybe have her make a couple, like a full course, you know what I'm saying? An entree, appetizer, a salad, an entree, something like that. Yo, Ant, we doing so Ant, so for those of you who are just chiming in, I decided that I'm going to really actively pursue this podcasting side of it. Now, you guys will be able to already see it. Like, I've practically been podcasting for the last month and a half, every day straight, almost on schedule between 8 and 10, Monday through Fridays. So I want to find a time that it may have to be evenings, but in hindsight, I guess it matters and it doesn't matter, right? Like, if I find a great broadcasting time, whoever shows up, shows up. But whoever doesn't, you can always go to YouTube and watch the replays. What up, Violet? You know what I mean? You could go and watch it on YouTube and catch the replays of it. But it's going to be called Bite to Eat. What up, Prince? So currently, what we've been doing, it's a motivational, inspirational podcast. Thank you, sir. Hey, Scrap, it would have been great to have a young brother. Oh, man, that's what's up. I podcast about several things as of lately, Violet, but mainly motivational, inspirational, and creating a safe space for a dialogue with you guys when you text and chime in. But mainly, it's about health and wellness, And I think health and wellness isn't subjugated to just your body, but it's also your mind and your spirit and your finances. You know what I'm saying? So it's called Bite to Eat, and I'm gonna give you some things to chew on. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff may be hard to swallow. Some stuff is gonna be tasty. Some stuff is gonna be spicy. But nevertheless, I'm gonna give you a bite to eat. Oh, that music stopped right on time and everything. I should have been recording it. I mean, I am recording it, but I should have been recording it, like actually intentionally recording it. But it's all good. It'll manifest itself when I actually go back and do it. You know what I mean? It'll really come across the right way. But that's it in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all some stuff that's, tasty, spicy, a little messy. And we'll and the itinerary of conversation is always going to be dope. There's so much to discuss out there, past, present, and even future conversation in terms of what how things are looking in broadcasting. So I think that's going to be an awesome and a fun thing to do. Usher's birthday. Usher's birthday is coming up. As long as good for my digestion, I'm good. Don't just feed me anything. Boom. I love that. Because that's what it is. It's some stuff may be a little challenging to digest. You know what I'm saying? And some stuff may be medicine, straight up medicine. But even then, I'm going to flavor it so you have, so it goes down easy. You know what I'm saying? That's it in a nutshell, though. I think that we've been doing it. I just hadn't called it anything, and I hadn't been seriously intentional about, setting it up. When you say, is anyone invited to do what? Lemon pepper salmon, of course, Gus. Yeah. No, I can't say I have. Now I just read the whole thing. I've had lemon, lemon over salmon, yeah, but I haven't had lemon pepper salmon. Anybody ever had that? That sounds good. Yeah, Prince. Yeah. To the after party, I mean, of course, you pay the admission, you can get in. I can tell you that those parties have been lit, and if any party is going to be crazy, his birthday party is going to be stupid. Usually what we do for his birthday is we meet up for dinner, have a private dinner with close friends and family, and then we find somewhere to go kick it, and then we shut that joint down wherever it's at. We have an amazing time. So the fact that he has his residency out there, he'll be performing the night of his birthday. So I can only imagine who all is coming to that show. Parties in Vegas. Yeah. I can't, he's already had Snoop, Tiffany Haddish, the young lady from Scandal, Tip, you name it, Kevin Hart, they all been out there. So yeah, in Vegas, going to Vegas. So yeah, man, I think that even with that, marinated for 20 hours with cracked black pepper and lemon and thyme. Okay. I can hang on your shirt tail, girl. But it's gonna be I'm excited because I think that conversationally, I want to touch on I was out in Chicago in October. I don't know if I'll be last October. I gotta see when I'm coming back out that way. Conversationally, there's so much ground for us to cover that I think will be exciting. There'll be some, of course, always health and wellness. I think that there's some things, that dive into that, like even the Kanye West conversation that's going on right now. I want to save this. Maybe Monday I'll start. Monday I will start with a bite to eat on Monday, and the reason being is because even with the Kanye West White Lives Matter, how did y'all feel about that? The shirt that he wore. He wore a shirt to his modeling, his runway show, his fashion show, and it said White Lives Matter. And I just want to hear what y'all thought about it, and I'm gonna give y'all some insight on how I thought about it. Yeah, I went out when I was there, Violet. I went to a club, and you know what I'm saying? It was pretty lit. I couldn't tell you exactly where in hindsight, but I went to a club. It was like pretty chill, you know what I'm saying? Just people drinking and just, wasn't a whole lot of dancing, and it was just kind of chill. But yeah, there's when you think about what Kanye West said about White Lives Matter, what do y'all think? What up, Calculated? Like, he wore it on a shirt. He made a proclamation. He never explained what he meant by that. I don't know the conversation, but I love Kanye. Yeah, I know Kanye as well. He's super cool. I don't think that's it, Brenda. Brenda says, I think it was crazy. He really think he white. I don't think that's it, right? And even if that is it, right, I want to I want you to examine, and here's why you got to kind of manage that a little bit. He even said that they'll clown him about the shirt, but they will support the white wife that he had, that he was married to no avail. You know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of made a point to say, that ain't what I meant by that. You know what I'm saying? And we know he kind of, I think that Kanye West, his team means well, but they haven't informed him right. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he only receives half of the information. No, so Prince, so it's different, right? So and along your lines of thinking, Prince, I had a conversation about it. I had a conversation that I thought about it as well. I don't want to I'm gonna touch on it, but I'm gonna leave y'all to y'all own devices, and then on Monday we'll dive all the way in. But his shirt says White Lives Matter. When we as black people in America think about the changes that we want to have, what up, Beauty? Absolutely, White Lives Matter. And yes, everyone matters, key, but differently. And I think that's the discussion we don't have, because there's some honesty that needs to happen in a Black Lives, White Lives Matter conversation that we don't have. Now, even I know y'all might think this is adverse opinion, but even with blue lives, they matter as well. And here's why I don't support two things. I don't support defunding the police, because I think that you can't paint a whole wall with one paintbrush. I will, bro. I don't think you can paint everybody with the same brush. So when we talk about the police force, I think that we're talking about select individuals. But if you defund all of them, how does that work? You know what I'm saying? I think that we should deal with the problem. And that's what we're dealing with right now. The issue that we have is nobody wants to deal with the problem, so they just cover it up. Saying Blue Lives Matter is covering up all the problems within Blue Lives. Saying Black Lives Matter is covering up all the Black Lives issues, just doing that. You understand what I'm saying, Kat? Like when you say White Lives Matter, we're just doing, you know what I'm saying? We're just wiping it all with one coat. So with that in mind, no one has to deal with the actual problems. No one has to talk about it directly. You know what I mean? You don't defund the police. You get rid of the bad police. Sit down and go through the reviews. You know what I'm saying? Clean. That's right. Clean house. You talk these things over with. Listen, bad police always have a rap. Like when I tell y'all they got reports. Now the problem with that is the people who are supposed to be respecting the reports, they're not respecting the reports. They're not separating the good from the bad. They're not taking the bad apples off the tree. They're not plucking the tree. Don't defund the police, pluck the tree. Remove the weeds. You know what I'm saying? It's simple. Like the solutions are so simple. The problem is we have people who are in position who are more loyal to each other than they are loyal to the situation. And they won't be honest with one another. Hey, man, you screwing up, man, and you're giving us all a bad look. I think you should go or hold another position where you don't influence the way the public looks at us. That's it in a nutshell. Every last facet, white lives, Black lives, blue lives, that's it. Address those that are causing the problem. And this goes to Black people in our communities. Hey, man, selling these drugs, doing all this crazy stuff in our neighborhoods, killing each other, that's not it. Y'all need to do that somewhere else. And the funny part about it is they are always the minority. They're always the minority. They are always the minority. Y'all do know that, right? They're all, and Brown Lives Matter, yes. Well, I'm sorry. But they're always the minority. All the police are messed up, 20%, maybe 30%. So that means 70 have the right to turn this thing, the ability to turn this thing around. Black Lives Matters. All Black people aren't in the hood doing things negatively. Matter of fact, there's a sector, maybe 10%, 15% that are exposing themselves, which is directing the attention to them, but they're a small number. They are the minority. She said Dwight for president. That's funny. They are the minority. And if we're not effectively dealing with it, I'm going to go, listen, White Lives Matter. Those who would want to harm you and do you harm that are white are in the minority. There isn't a lot of white folks in this country still out here doing the dumb shit. So for all the people that say F12, do you think they'll ever need the police? I don't even think that's the conversation, DJ Dub. I think the conversation is we should all be prepared to be in a position where we don't need the police. But we have to govern ourselves, right? And a lot of us aren't qualified to do that because we're too emotional. We don't have the kind of balance and wherewithal that we can judge situations on their merit of what's going on at that time and make basic great decisions. We see this all the time. You see people fight people, or you see people get open fire on people because their sandwich isn't made on time at the restaurant. You seen people shoot people at McDonald's for cutting the line. You seen people get killed for going to sleep in the parking lot at Wendy's or whatever. Y'all understand, like, even those people who are supposed to be trained to make rational decisions can't make rational decisions. So we got to get in there and we got to have the conversation that's going to change that up. That's the part. You know what I mean? That's the part that matters the most, that isn't happening. You know what I mean? I think it's important that we do that. And the division, if y'all don't understand the divisiveness, like I shouldn't even have to say one or the other matters. It should be people matter, right? But we have to compartmentalize it because the way the way things are set up for us is that we deal with that we have to be separate. Now we are separate because we are what we are. We are who we are. In that, we need to learn about each other in a way where we can understand and respect how that matters in everything. So when he said white lives matter, getting back to that, I agreed white lives matter. Why? Because we are black people. You've heard me say this before. In America, black and brown people are renting a room in a house that is owned by white people. And I'm saying that because they're the majority. And that the majority makes the decisions. So if the majority has if the world is screwed up, or if the nation is screwed up, and the majority is the people who shape it, then we have to address the majority and say, do you understand your responsibility in the outcome of how things work? Because you are the majority. Like, do you understand your responsibility to all of this? So we need to understand white lives absolutely matter because white lives are making the decisions that are changing it for black and brown people and themselves. So it's a collaboration that needs to happen where the white lives that matter most to black lives are the ones who understand our history first and foremost, because we are carrying trauma from centuries ago. So if they don't understand that trauma, which they're trying to remove it from all the books, they're trying to remove it in schools, they're trying to remove their responsibility and their involvement in history, they're trying to remove it because no one wants to have that conversation. No one wants to carry that cross. Now, if they said, hey, we're going to give you reparations, we're going to right all the wrongs that we did, and in conjunction with that, we don't want to talk about it no more. If they said to Black America, and this is the question that I would pose to every Black American out there, if they were to say, we're going to write a check to erase the past, will you take the check? Will you take that check? That's the conversation. I mean, that... We'll see what it is. If somebody raises that, you know what I'm saying? Listen, if they're going to, exactly, right? But I said not erase history. Will you erase the conversation? Meaning, right now, because we haven't gotten reparations, right now, because we haven't been acknowledged, we haven't been heard, we haven't been recognized. They talk about it, but they don't really actively move in a way that respects our history. The only thing they can do from this point forward is mitigate the damages, which they've done that with every other culture except for African Americans. When we're sending this money to Ukraine, when we're sending money to Afghanistan, when we're sending all this money all around the world to all these different people, yet the very people who helped cultivate this country, who are some of the greatest contributors to the culture, have not been taken care of. They haven't been, remedied. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that make it complicated to move forward. No one wants to deal with the actual pieces of this puzzle. And it's not even a hard puzzle. It's just too many people are invested in the division of the puzzle. Too many people are invested in the pieces and not the whole. Addiction to feeling like a victim is strong for all humans. Women in bad relationships is an example. Absolutely violent. I mean, it stems from it's so many ways that we have to approach the conversation with Black lives, white lives, brown lives, and blue lives and all that kind of stuff, that nobody wants to start the conversation. Yeah. Nobody wants to start that conversation. And we're going to raise it. We're going to have that conversation. We're going to talk about it. And listen, let me write that down. Yeah, let me see. On Monday, I'm going to start scheduling out these conversations. And I might, lives matter. And I want to get into it, but we're going to have several topics and conversations, but I want to get into it to where we can, what up, Paris? Where we can actively dialogue about it and start chipping away at it. And maybe we'll be the difference. Maybe we'll be the spark that lights the fire to change the world. So Let me, normally on Saturdays, man, I just jump on for a hot second to say what's up and to kind of chop it up with y'all because my Saturdays are very, very active. But I want to make sure I got on with y'all. I'm going to take my drink to the head because y'all, you know how y'all be on me about, my participation. And that's a big thing for me is I want to be held accountable. They said it would be barbecues, pits, smoking all over the world. He's stupid. Thank you, Paris. Yeah, man, I'm trying to just, cultivate a conversation to change somebody's situation, give you something to chew on. And this is just a bite to eat. Yo, with that, I'm signing off. I'm going to drink my drink. Hold on. Let me drink my drink. Yeah, Key. I haven't eaten, so I have been fasting up to this point. Yep, and that's where it starts at. You're right, Violet. Grassroots. Even with technology and the way things are, I want to do a couple things, right? I want to create a mailing list, like an actual. I'm gonna print out something and send it to you. I want to create a mailing list because the only way we can say what we truly want to say is either in person or in writing. You can't say what you want to say over these platforms completely. So what it may be is Trini says we as people need to learn our story, not his story of us, because our story runs deep, worldly. Absolutely. I want to create a actual let me mail you some things list because it's important to have that information and untampered with and whatnot. Hey, Scrap, we know that heavy peach syrup out of the can. That's funny. I wish. I don't know if I even drink it like that. Hey, Dwight, just talked to Gretchen. Bring. Oh, nice. All right, so where we at? I'm out, boss. Yep, I'm about to bail too. Yeah, Jersey. Oh man, you came in a little late, Jersey. But again, this is available for you to watch on YouTube. Again, listen, you guys can, one of the things that YouTube did that is dope is you can actually go watch some of it or find a section and clip it and share it on your own personal networks. There were a couple pieces of this one that I know that are clip worthy, but I'm not going to choose that for you. I would love to be able to go to your pages. You tag me in it if you should grab a screen clip, but tag me in it so I can go back and see what you thought was interesting in our conversation. I think that'd be really dope for me to see. Because you never really know what people take away from these conversations. Yeah, for sure, DJ. You never know what people take away from these conversations, and I think it would be really cool to see, what parts y'all like. What part was interesting to you. But there were some really, really hot topic moments that I think are really great. So I hope I gave y'all something to chew on. Wasn't too hard to swallow, but you got a bite to eat. I'm out, y'all. I'll see y'all later. This is not goodbye. This is to be continued. I may jump back on again later and chop it up with y'all and just see how y'all day went or whatever. But yeah, that's all I want. Inspired is to, calculated is to inspire and motivate. I'm out, y'all. To be continued.